Yeah, fine. So I'm taking use. Sorry, first I'm creating a new database for our work. Okay. Uh, Create create database followed by database name. Okay. So database I'm giving JDBC. I'm taking as a database name. Okay. JDBC J. We can say JDB. That's better. Okay. JDB I'm taking, and now use JDB. Okay. Yes. Now under this I'm creating the new table. Like create table followed by table name is products, and where I'm passing that p name, comma. Yeah, first one I'm taking PID int primary key, and I want to auto increment it. So for that I'm writing auto increment, comma, p name varchar of 50 I'm giving, and then not null. That means we should enter some name, and after that p cast float I'm taking. Okay, comma, p description varchar of, let's take 100 I'm giving. Okay, so this is my database. So this is the table what I'm going to be creating. So there is another, what is that? Primary key auto increment. Okay, issue will be there. Just a second.
Primary key spelling, sir.
Hmm. Primary, yes, exactly correct. Primary spelling PRIMARY, right? Yeah. Anything else? Can you check it once? Any other spellings? Everything is correct. Okay. Yes. Perfect. So query executed now. Okay. So this is the way how we will create the table. So now we are able to creating. If you want to check back really this table is there or not, two ways we can check it, Nana. One is show tables option is there. By that you can able to see all the tables which are currently connected with the DB. And second thing, we have like what you call the desk command. So in both ways we can check it once. So one is like, see, I'm just telling the commands. If you want, you can write it also. Okay, show tables. So now you see it is showing the table name which is currently available. So what is the table name here? Products, right? So products here there. Okay. So on that products we can get the what do you call the columns or the table structure you want to see that. Then we can use DESC table name. So what is the table name we created here? Products, right? So products. So now you see you can able to see the all the columns what just we created, like PID, P name, P cast, P description, and int varchar, float varchar, and even not who, what is the not null and what is the null, it is differentiating, and which is the primary key showing, and which is the auto increment. So everything is detailedly showing the structure by just using the command called desk. So similarly, as I mentioned, like show tables will help you to show the all the list of tables all the list of tables what we have in the DB which we currently connected to the MySQL. Okay, so this is the simplest way of creating the table and showcasing the table. Now our intention in this table, we want to store the data what we are reading through our Java application. Okay, that is my target. Now before going to that, we will check it really. So what is the data presently available? So select star from table name. What is the table name? Products, right? See, empty set. Empty means there is no data in the table as of now because we didn't insert anything. So now we'll try to insert from the application. We'll check back whether the data is really coming here or not. We'll see it. So please like confirm me, is it available or not for everyone? So is it like understandable? Like do you have any doubts as of now? Please confirm me. Otherwise, I will go to the Java application. So
No, sir.
database part is completed. Database part is creating the database, creating the table, and we have to confirm everything like whether it's created as expected, and then we can go for Java application.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Can anyone confirm me? Is it clear everything as of now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All of you, is it clear? No, fine. Then we'll get back to the coding. Okay, so now the same like anyway before going back we will do the commit. Okay, to make it ensure that everything saved. Okay, and now come back to here. So as we know, we have to start our JDBC things. So first the step as I explained, we have to register the driver which is for the MySQL, right? So for that we should take this line. Okay, and also for working with MySQL you need to import the SQL package in the Java. Okay, that is also we have to take it. So here import is equal to java dot sql dot star. Okay, so this package is required when we are importing the JDBC into your application. Okay, so this is mandatory thing, and after that we can start our work. But why it is showing error? Anywhere missed it is just a second. Okay, a refreshment problem. Okay, so now we are successfully imported SQL package. Okay, so now my task is to operate the first step as I mentioned. Yeah. So class dot for name. This is the first line we need to write every time. This is common for every time. But before that, I like forgot we have to put into the try block because it may raise the runtime exceptions, that is dynamic exceptions. To avoid that, we should write entire code in the try block and followed by we should write catch block. So catch is used to handle the exceptions if it is raising anything. Otherwise no issues. So it has inbuilt method print stack trace method will help you to trace the exceptions. It doesn't resolve them, but it will identify and it will showcase you what is the problem and where is the problem occurred and which line and what is the cause of that. So that kind of things will help you in that. So the next step here is we have to connect the database. So that is the second step. First step is, as I said, we have to register the driver, and then second step will be connecting to the database. So that we can achieve by using this particular connection statement. Okay, so this is also, as I mentioned already, it's a fixed for everyone, only few details we need to modify. So that are the first one here, path is same, but here port number is for database installation. So for me it is 73307, but most of the by default if you didn't change anything it will be 3306 only. And the database name, it's a JDB, right? What we created just now, that we have to mention. And this is the username and this is the password. So for me password is admin. So these details you need to change. One is port number, database name, and password. Basically, username will be root, and the remaining path will be commonly same for everyone. There is no need of changing that details. Okay. So these two first we have to fill up, and by this you can understand like whether the database setup are successfully completed or not. So for that, I'm just checking that. So connection not equal to null. Okay. So just my for my sake of understanding, I'm checking that whether really database is created or not. So here, sorry, for my sake, system dot dot println, where we can write, let's take connection successful. Okay. So here, if it is successful, then only we can do the interactions. Else, we can simply write connection not successful. Okay. So further we can't proceed because without connection we can't do anything. So once it is successful, yes, we can do start our work, that is statement creation, as I mentioned, right? Like better to insert or update these kind of things. So further, first we have to create the statement object. So that I'm doing prepared statement, prepared statement here is equal to con dot repair statement. So this is the inbuilt syntax. Okay. So first prepare ps equal con dot prepare statement, where you have to write the SQL query. So what is the SQL query here? Insert query, right? Insert into table name, that is products, and here values, how many we have to pass, that many you can pass as a question marks. 1 2 3, total 3 parameters I'm going to be inserting here, and now finally semicolon. That's all. Okay. So this is the approach of I'm maximizing the window anyway. So to make it simplify, see that this is the syntax for getting the data, and this is also not required. Remove this. Okay. Yeah. So now these three question marks are called as positional arguments. So each position is indicating one parameter. So as per our understanding, the first parameter for the name, second parameter for the what we can say that cost, third one description. The ID is already we mentioned as a auto increment, so it will go for auto increment. We need not to mention that. Okay. So now finally we have to set the data. So first one, what is the name? So I can use set string. So set string is used for mentioning the names or text. So parameter index is 1, and the value is here p name. That is already we read at the top of the code. Similarly, ps dot set float, because second one is float, the cost. So float, but as we know, so the cost is in the string format. Now we need to convert into float. For that, we require to do that new, sorry, float dot parse float, within the brackets the string, that is pcast. Yeah, the last one here is that again string third comma p description. So parameterization completed, Nana. So now the final touch up is execution of the query. So now int n is equal to ps dot execute update. So now if n greater than 0 means our work is done. So out dot println inserted. Okay. Else. One second. So as we know, if it is not done, so there is a problem. Okay. So not inserted. Yeah. Finally, as we know, after this all the things completed, we have to close the connection close and as well as ps dot close. So this is for closing the objects what we created just before. Okay. So this is all about insertion statement, and so that's all. So our task is done. So now we can able to perform the insert operation. Okay.
Once this whole thing get installed, no?
What, Akash?
Yeah, once this whole thing get installed, no? The status will change to pending restart.
Okay.
Okay, for every installation.
Okay.
Okay, just wait for that.
Okay.
After that, here also it will get installed. Okay.
Okay.
Everything.
Okay.
You will get a restart option on the bottom.
Okay.
Near to the cancel one.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. After that, just restart.
So I'm going to be running the application, Nana. We'll see like whether the download that insertion happening or not. We'll check it out now. Okay. Yeah, I'm going for add product. So let's say I'm going for TV and the cost 15,000 and description, let's take blue and color. Okay. So now add product I'm clicking on. So see some error getting, so page invalid value for import. Okay. So I think the semicolon what we mentioned that is wrong. So I will remove this. Okay. So once again go back and refresh that application. So try once again. Yeah, see that? So the data, whatever we entered, it is printed over here, but still it is not showing the connection related statements, right? So that means there is some problem in the execution. We'll see that. So what is the execution problem? We'll see now. See that class not found. Yes, we missed one thing. So see what is that we missed it means we started registering the driver, but we missed to add the driver into the application. So there will be a one connector file like driver file that we need to add into the library which we are currently loading like this one. So that is actually missed. That's why it's looking for the class what we are trying to load. Class dot for name is that is only it is looking for the library what we are going to be inserting, but it is not available over there. So that is what I'm doing. So now we can come back to the softwares. So I will share this driver also in your chart so that you can use directly, but you can even download from Google also. Okay, but before that I'm using the existing one only. So MySQL softwares, yeah, this is the connector file, whatever I'm mentioning. So in the latest you can able to see that connector Java, yeah, the first one. Okay, so the first one is the jar file, or I can say that library file which we require to put into the lib folder. Okay, so right click on the lib and paste over there. Yeah, so this is required to communicate with the JDBC. This is only we call JDBC driver. Okay, thin driver, I told you, right? This is the thin driver. So this we need to install. Okay, and now to make it reflect into our application, we require to rerun the application once again. So likewise, if you got any errors, just by understanding the name of the error or showcasing the what is the error, just by that you can try to fix it. Okay, so that you can easily sort it out. So here again I'm writing. So now let's take for 15,000. Yeah, so see Nana, now we got the connection successful statement, we got it. That means the connection related issues all are sorted out, okay? So two things Nana, one is we missed it, one is the connector we missed in the lib, we have to add it. And the second driver name, initially I added the old one, now the latest one is CJ dot. So this we need to add into the, I mean the driver name, just we need to update MySQL dot CJ dot down. By that the connection statement completed. But still we got an issue like insertion statement. So there is, he is showing there is a problem with insertion statement. You have a syntactical error in the MySQL statement, okay? So what is that means? See, here we got the values, but the spelling, if you observe that VLUS is there, right? Value spelling VALU, right? So that is the problem we are getting here, values. And even the column names also, it's better to mention, as we mentioned initially, p name, p cast, and comma p description. So this is also one more thing we missed it with respect to query, okay? So now once again I'm trying to run the same one. So I'm at what happened still, okay, it is not refreshed. Once again we'll refresh that, same error is showing. Okay, so now add product, still values, why we are updated, right? Oh sorry, it's showing okay, connection successful. What else? Sorry, see that inserted, we got it. I didn't observe that. So we got the statement called inserted. If you observe that here, you see. Now we'll go back here. We'll run the same query, select star from product. We are able to see that. See that the data what we are, the PID is getting auto incremented by 1 2 like that, and the p name and the data is coming here if you observe that. And p name we didn't give unique, so that's why it's taking even the 2 times TB, but though it is taking because we didn't mention unique as a p name, okay? So likewise the data will be inserted now. So if you observe that the few changes what I made today, you can understand. So one is like I written the code in the try block, try and catch, and then I created 2 lines of code for establish the connection with the database. That is the 2 lines here. And here one observation, if you observe, this is the driver name fixed for every one, it's common. And here port number, database name and password will be differentiated from person to person. And one more like the connector file or jar file we have to mention in the application. So this is the 2 changes we made on, and the remaining code as explained previously same to same, like we have to write the connection statement followed by the query what we are want to trigger it, and then followed by parameters we need to pass it, and then finally we need to execute the query. So this is the required things for our current insertion operation, okay? The same way if you want to display the whatever the data we have in the DB, so for that we should require the select query, whatever the query we written, right? Select star from products which is displaying the same thing only we should write in the code also. So just for understanding I'm taking the a few things. So first, sorry, first of all, before going to that, as of now everything is clear or any doubt? Everything is clear as of now?
Sir, can you tell some just CJ? What is the CJ?
CJ is driver name, Nana. MySQL.cj means CJ means driver name. So com, MySQL, CJ, JDBC, these are all packages, okay? Driver is the class name. So actually in Java, how we will represent means each one dot is representing package. The last one to the end what we have, that is indicating class name. That's why the driver starts with uppercase and the remaining all are starts with smaller only. That's why these are all packages of the SQL.
Sir, can you again explain if body?
If body, okay, sure.
Yes.
See, the first what I'm trying to explain, trying to do means first I'm trying to creating the, I mean that trying to establish the connection. Without connection statement, we can't do like anything in the coding wise. Because of see all the prepare statement all are getting from con only. So if it is null, it is showing the null pointer exception. That's why before going to that, I'm checking null whether the connection is null or not. If it is not null, means the connection is established, then I'm going inside and I'm trying to creating the prepare statement. So prepare statement is used for parameterized queries. Parameterized means you can pass the parameters dynamically. So but query you should pass as like as traditional SQL. So here we want to insert the data, so I created insert query like insert into products p name period, but the values I'm not passing statically, I'm passing question marks. It is indicating positional parameters. So that means this data we can pass by using this setter methods like set string, set float, set int, like that we have methods. So based on your parameter type we can set it and you can pass the data which you previously stored in some variables. And finally we have a method execute update. So to update, insert, delete, the common method is execute update. To retrieve the data we have execute query. So likewise here I mentioned execute update and it returns then a value which how many records get updated. So that means 5 records or 2 records. So here if you case it is 1 record we are inserting, so the count will return. If it is returning 0, that means the insertion not happened. So that's why I mentioned not inserted. But if n greater than 0 means there is 1 will come, so it is inserted. And finally, as I mentioned, after your complete execution done, we have to close everything whatever we opened, like prepare statement as well as connection statement. So why means if you forgot to close these connections, every
Sir,
database is
voice is
privileged
not
to
coming, sir.
hello. Yeah, so every database privileged to give some set of connections only. So once the max count reached, it doesn't allow you to connect to the database. That's why whenever you open it, please try to close once your work is done. Don't forget it, otherwise your database will be hang out. So this is the code what I have in this particular component. So is it any doubt still?